why I removed my son from boarding school. As you are aware, I am a farmer, and time and again I take my animals to the abattoirs. And one of the abattoirs that I supply belongs to a certain white man. I couldn't help notice that every time I go there, I see his son, who is the same age with my son. I called him one of these days and I asked him, which school do you go to? He told me a school which is a day school. Then I said to him, why don't you go to boarding school? He said, I would never go to boarding school and I don't want to go to boarding school. And I became interested. I said, why don't you want to go to boarding school? And he said, because there is a lot more to do here, meaning it is father's business. 13 years old, he knew he has to be involved. They have trained him from the time he was a kid that he has to be involved in the dirty work of animals and everything. And by that time, which is last year, he was already supervising the workers at the abattoir. He already knew how to enter the records, even to grade the meat. He knew by looking that this one could be P1 or P2. And that was phenomenal. Then this blew my mind. I noticed that my son, I had put him in a boarding school. It was a prestigious boarding school that I had put him in that, and he's going to be there for 6 years. Then he'll go to university for a minimum of 4 years. Some, it can be longer. Now, 10 years, he will be away from the streets, away from the real world. By the time he comes back, it will be the time that we are hoping that he will come and fit in our little enterprise. He definitely won't fit. He will actually be ashamed to associate with it because he has had his friends, in the university, overseas, whatsoever. He would feel like it is better to go and work for a bigger organization. Then this thing dawned on me that this is the reason why the black man is struggling to take whatever is doing to the next generation. When you make a little bit of money, you don't want your children to be exposed to the things that have made you, how you make money. You don't want them to know what made you. So you want them to live a soft life. You push them to do, the white collar, the so-called white collar jobs. And it will be very prestigious when they mention these sophisticated degrees, that this is what they acquired. But they'll be broke and poor. Then the white man's child is at the farm. He's at the abattoir. It's stinking, it's smelling. He is there and he's helping. He's participating. He already knows the things that are happening there. I saw this is a big difference between us and them. You go to UZ right now, you don't find them. There are no white people. You go to NAS, there are no white people. Where are they? Their children learn to a certain level, then they are taught the real practical aspects of business. Even the technical colleges that were, agricultural colleges that were training people in our country before independence, they were not all the same. So we need to learn this thing because it is very, very important for someone who is thinking generationally. When this dawned on me, I transferred my son from that school and put him in a day school. And I'm requiring him to learn what I'm doing. Every aspect of what I'm doing, from hiring to firing and whatever that happens in the middle, and the decisions behind every, the reasons behind every decision, he has to learn. Hopefully, after the 10 years that you should have been away, after those 10 years, he's going to be a star. He's going to be an expert. So the school, the university, whatsoever that he will do must be to aid on what I have already taught him. I saw also this with our Asian brothers that run business right here in our country. When the kid comes from school, he passes through the shop and you see him in the shop there. It's not for him to just pass by. It's not that there's no one at home. It is so that he can be exposed to what is making the money. Because this is the person who must take the business when you are gone. There's no other person. This is the person. So he has to be trained right now. So when I learned this, I removed my son from boarding school. Of course, his sisters, two of them, are still insisting that they would want to go to boarding school. I hope that I'll be able to convince them not to do so. There are other disadvantages of keeping a child home. It might be difficult for you to enforce certain behaviors like the boarding school would do. But looking at the bigger picture, I think I would rather have them at home so that I can train them in my trade. Now, if you don't share this video, some people will never get to find how other people think. And if you don't follow the page, this might be the last time you are hearing from me. So go ahead and like it and share so that you can help more people. My name is Prophet Mchinezero. Bye.